Hey everyone, and welcome back to my vlog. I'm Mark Noble. You can follow me at Mark Noble. That's on Twitter. I'm also, I think, Mark Noble on Facebook, but I don't go on Facebook very much. It's pretty much just retweets. I wanted to do something a little bit different. I've been doing just general my thoughts kind of vlog posts, but I really spend a lot of my time trying to figure out, I don't know, I'm pretty frugal, and I'm trying to go for a kind of, minimalist kind of lifestyle. I've got a bunch of crud, and so I want to try and get rid of what I don't need, and then replace it with things that I really, in the KonMari sense, bring me joy. And there are a couple of products that I've purchased over the years that did that. Actually, this one I'm wearing, one of them I'm wearing right now. This is a Patagonia Jacket, which I didn't realize it, but I guess they have a lifetime warranty. I've had this one since, wow, it's probably, I mean, sometime in the late 90s, and it's just now starting to get some like stitching issues here, but I learned that I can send it back, so I'll probably wait until a little bit warmer weather and send it back to have them repair it, which, I mean, I'm fine with this one. A repair would be fine. I don't need anything new. So yeah, I've been wearing these. I've been experimenting with some pants that last a long time. I'm having good luck with some from 511 Tactical. I like that they're wrinkle resistant and waterproof and pretty durable so far. But this today is going to be about Timberland and boots and shoes. I've had Timberland, I think I got my first set of Timberland boots when I was a college student at Ohio State. And it's a really big campus, so it's common to have courses that are all across campus. And winter can be kind of brutal here in Columbus. So I knew I was going to be walking around outside a lot, and I wore my first set of Timberlands like every day all winter, and I wore them for years and years and years, and and until and partially I think because of my positive experience with those Timberland boots. Later on, when I graduated, I ended up getting a pair of Timberland Oxfords, and the nice thing there was that due to workplace dress codes and stuff, they generally prefer more like an Oxford or dress shoe. So I liked the Oxfords because that satisfied that requirement, but they were essentially, the tread pattern was more like a boot, and they were also waterproof. So at that time, I happened to get some contract gigs that were down on a bus line, and faced with the hassle of having a car downtown and dealing with traffic, I decided I was just going to take the bus. And so I took the bus to a lot of those contracts, and it's really nice to have waterproof shoes when you take the buses a lot, because there are a lot of rainy days, and you never know what kind of puddles you're going to encounter, and it really sucks to get, as I've heard Canadians refer to it, as a soaker, which is when you step in a puddle and it goes over the top of your shoe and down into your sock and covers your sock with freezing water. So anyway, I really liked, I found a product I liked. It was a Timberland Oxford, and it was waterproof. And I got two pairs. I got a black pair and a brown pair. And I think that was sometime in 2007. Around 2011 or 10, I think it was, 2010, they were starting to wear out. I noticed that if you stepped in a puddle, sometimes my sock would get a little damp. But I tended to wear thick socks, and really, a little bit of perspiration now and again could cause dampness in them. I wore them year round. Wow, I just caught my phone. It fell off what I was holding it on. Good reflexes. But anyway, so yeah, I really liked those, and they lasted a long time. They lasted, I think, from my initial purchase sometime in 2007 until 2010, And then I believe at the time they had a lifetime warranty. And I was just reading online a consumerist article, which I don't always trust them because they tend to be kind of just anti-business. But they were referring to Timberland's lifetime warranty in the article, and that was from January of 2017. So as recently as 2017, they may have had a lifetime warranty. You know, you can go and look up the history on this stuff. I'm not saying it's gospel. I'm just saying this is how I remembered it. But then, so in 2010, I was doing a lot of petitioning for political stuff. I was going door to door asking people for signatures for approval to get various people and things on the ballot. And one of those was me. I was running for office, and I'd done a bunch of petitioning in these shoes before. So you know, they're really good. I mean, they're boots, but they look like, you know, somewhat dressy shoes. So really good for door-to-door canvassing kind of stuff where you have to be presentable. So yeah, I started noticing some leaks, I think, around 2010, and so I contacted the Timberland via their website, and I emailed them back and forth a little bit, and I said, hey, you know, they're starting to leak a little bit. What can I do about it? And they said, well, just send them back to us and we'll check them out. And so I sent them back. This was like 2 separate instances because it involved my shoes that were my brown and my black ones, and they just they sent back replacements. So or I think they sent back just replacements because they had the same styles available. So I wore those again until I think, let's see, that was 2010. I think it was around 2014. I started noticing that when I stepped in puddles and stuff, they weren't, you know, which if you wear water, I mean, these have pretty much become my only shoes. I really stopped wearing tennis shoes except for, you know, I wear like task-specific shoes if I were doing like a sport or something, but for walking around in the woods, hiking, you know, all kinds of, you know, just everyday stuff, they pretty much became my only shoes because they were like boots. A lot of people wear boots all the time. So I started becoming a little careless about stepping in puddles. So once you start developing a leak and you're normally just walking through whatever puddle you encounter, that you kind of notice it when they start to leak. And so anyway, I contacted them again and I said, hey, you know, I noticed there's like a slit developing in the sole of one of my shoes, one of my boots, and so they said, well, you know, tell you what. Just send them in and we'll take a look at them and see what's up. So at that point they had, and the original ones I think were leather, and I don't know what the sole was made out of. I think they were Vibram soles, but I don't, you know, I could be wrong. But at that point they started to kind of go like a little bit green, and so they said, well, we don't have the exact shoe that you had, but we'll tell you what. They still, like, I remember we were talking about lifetime warranties, and they may not have had one, but anyway, I was talking about the warranty status of it, and they said, well, when I shipped my shoes in, they said, well, there is a defect in the materials or workmanship on it. It's not just wear. So they said, well, we'll replace them. And then they gave me like an amount that they would replace them, and I said, well, that's all fine and dandy and stuff, but when I look on your website, the amount is not quite, it's just a couple bucks shy. So like, here's what I'd like, which I think is the closest thing to the replacement for the shoes. Would you mind is there a way that you could, you know, give me a couple bucks more credit so that I could get the ones that are an exact replacement? And they said, oh no, sure, no problem. And so they replaced them, and I ended up replacing the black ones. They had one that was almost identical to what I had. It's just it was made of like greener materials, supposedly, like not actual leather, and the sole was not. The sole was some kind of green sole. I seem to remember reading at the time. The brown ones, they didn't really have an Oxford like that, so I ended up getting this pair here, which, as you can see, I've worn them a lot. I could probably stand to polish them. Oh, and it says green rubber, Timberland grip stick green rubber. So that's a little bit different. I thought they had a different sole, and I don't know. Timberland can tell me whether or not they're really, you know, whether or not it's the same thing and just marketing or whatever, but I don't know, it just seemed like a different material. And so I was wearing those, and I'm still, these are like the pair I got in 2014 that I still wear every day. And these might be getting a little leaky, but I don't see any holes or anything, so they look like they're good. And these are, I'm wearing these shoveling snow and walking around work and everything all the time. I did have a black pair I was telling you about, and those came back today. In fact, I sent them off for warranty repair, and I've got this nice box here. So from the Timberland Company, Danville, Kentucky. So we'll open that up in a minute. But this one right here, these, I told you about the first set of Timberlands I got. After a while, I wore them in the winter, but I pretty much didn't wear them in the summertime or anything. And what had happened is, over the years, and this I noticed this like last year or maybe the year before, this bit of rubber here began to delaminate. And so the front tread would kind of roll under. And they were still, I think, waterproof and everything. It's just that if you were walking forward and you like caught your toe on something, it would roll back. It was a really weird sensation. It could make you trip. So anyway, I sent those back to them, and these, keep in mind, these are like in the year 2014 or maybe 2016. Probably closer to 2016. I was sending them boots that I told them, and I said, hey, I'm pretty sure I got these in like 1994, so these are really old boots, and I wore them all the time. But and they were also the that tan kind of suede color, that with like a brown up here. I mean, when people think of Timberlands, or at least when I think of Timberlands, that's what I generally think about. So yeah, and I had like a suede brush, and I brushed them whenever they got dirty, and they stayed looking really nice. So anyway, I sent them back after all that time, and they sent me like, it was several $100s in store credit for them. And essentially, it was enough just right off the bat to just buy. I don't know what these are. These are trying to look at the model number. But yeah, I mean, you can probably look on their website and see what a boot like this costs. It was I think their second highest priced boot on their whole website. I think they had one that was a little bit taller. So I was really impressed by that. Let's see, what's it say? Oh yeah, it's got PrimaLoft insulation in them. So they're really good winter boots for walking around in ankle-deep snow like we get sometimes here in Ohio, pretty commonly. So yeah, I was really blown away that they would do that. So I was impressed. But anyway, a couple weeks ago, like over the holidays, I noticed that my Timberland shoes, my black pair, that were kind of the replacement black pair, they weren't the original design I got, they were like the green copy. And I got those, and they started leaking a little bit. And so I looked at the bottom, and there were some holes, and once again, a kind of a slit developed across the bottom. So since that's the problem that I had last time, and in 2014, and they replaced them, saying it was a warranty defect, I figured, oh, what the heck, might as well look into it and see what kind of, you know, see if they cover this kind of thing. It's been a good run. I mean, buying a pair of boots in like, or a pair of shoes in like 2007, and then having them last until 2017. So that's end of 2017, started 2018. That's a good run. So anyway, I got these. I think I got either them or their replacement back. So let's find out. I think this is my first unboxing video, and this right here, this is a Columbia River knife and tool knife. I need to clean it up. It's got a lot of packing tape stuff after the holidays, but I like this because it latches open there, and then it also has this blade lock here. And then if you're folding it up, this right here is a seatbelt cutter, but it also serves as kind of a part of a hilt, so you don't slide forward onto the blade if you're sawing at something. And you have to disable 2 of these locks to get the blade to move, and then this right here kind of catches on your thumb so you don't close it too much. I just think it's a really nice, handy knife. But so anyway, let's don't normally hold boxes up at this angle, but there's a YouTuber I watch sometimes. He's from Canada, and he says, cut towards your thumb, not towards your chum. So I'm trying to always cut away from myself while I do this. And then I'll fold this up. So I like it because I feel pretty confident folding it up one-handed, but I don't know. I'll probably get some comments on folding it. And here are, well, it smelled like newer shoes, and I guess they still smell good, but these are my old ones, and you can see here it's got the green rubber, the little green shape there, green rubber soles, and then yeah, you can see why they're taking on water. There are holes. So usually when they've covered them, they don't really send them back. So yeah, there's a pretty big slit on the bottom of these. So I'm not sure, I don't know if I would buy the green rubber again, because those, I don't know, they didn't seem to last as long. Here's a letter from Timberland. There we go. I don't know if you want to pause it on that, but I'll read it to you. Dear Mark, thanks for sending your product to us for quality review. Because Timberland manufactures products using the highest quality materials and craftsmanship, we extend a 12-month warranty from date of purchase against manufacturing and material defects on all of our products. That's weird. I wonder why the consumers thought it was Lifetime. Maybe it was Lifetime in the past. I don't know. Maybe that's a memory that is incorrect. I don't know. My warranty seemed to have been Lifetime up until this point. So it says, our quality control team has carefully reviewed your request. We've determined that the product was purchased more than 12 months prior to its submission to us for quality review. This is true, as were all of the other items that I've always sent back for warranty replacement. As the 12-month time restriction set forth in the warranty has expired, the damaged product is not covered under Timberland warranty. We apologize for your inconvenience and have made every effort to return your product promptly. That is correct. I mean, this is like, this was sent January 5th, according to the date on here, and it was also, yeah, January 5th, and it's like the 8th now. I'll double check. Life comes at you fast. Yeah, January 8th. So, so yeah, that was very prompt in getting them back, and I sent them over the holidays, so that would have been a pretty quick turnaround. So yeah, in the past I would have gotten a warranty card. So it sounds like my run with the Timberlands, I don't know if you can get green rubber soles, which, you know, that seems to have been the point of failure there. I did get an interesting tweet from a company called Red Wing. So I might be checking out some Red Wing shoes, Red Wing boots, see if they have anything similar. I've been looking at Muck, but that's, and that would be more of a, you know, wet weather kind of, I was looking at kind of the Wetland, and they also had some that are on sale right now that were about the same price. So I'm trying to decide, maybe I might try a pair of those. I've heard those recommended by other people. So yeah, it looks like I'm in the market for some new boots that look like shoes. So if you know of anything that sounds like it'd fit the bill, preferably, or just a pair of boots or shoes that have a lifetime warranty that you think I would enjoy based on my previous great experience with Timberland's warranty, just let me know, and I would love to see in the comments if you have any suggestions on great footwear warranties, and also what shoes and boots you like the most. You know, there's one that I actually had a pair of Doc Martens that I bought sometime back like 1992 or something like that, and I bought them in Canada, and they were pretty much pristine after all these years. It's just I never wore them. I never really broke them in, even though I wore them quite a bit. And I just I don't know, I didn't really like them all that much. You know, they supposedly have air cushioning, and they felt okay. I don't know, they're not bad. They weren't what I was into. But after I actually gave them away, I just sent them to Goodwill or something because they were taking up space and I was never wearing them. But then I found out afterward that they have a lifetime warranty, so you can either wear them out or replace them. So, you know, there's kind of six one way, half dozen the other on this. Is if you have a lifetime warranty, you know, I mean, I kind of feel bad about getting rid of the Doc Martens because, hey, I could have just continued wearing them until I wore them out. But, you know, they weren't really my favorite boots, and while I wore them sometimes, I didn't really wear them all that often. So maybe I would get more mileage out of a pair of, like, Doc Marten Oxfords, so I'll definitely consider that. Because the ones that I got rid of were higher, and I don't like spending a lot of time lacing up boots. Even these, actually, these Timberland boots, I found out later they have some that are very similar, but they have a zipper down the side, so it's quick on and quick off. So I don't know. I don't know if I would. That sounds like an option as well. Anyway, yeah, if you know of any kind of footwear with a lifetime warranty or have experience with any of the ones mentioned, please mention it in the comments, and I'll keep looking and I'll let you know what I decide on. So there are a couple of items I mentioned briefly that I guess I should eventually do a more in-depth review on, like my Patagonia jacket and my Columbia River knife and tool knife. But I think that's it for now. So that's the story of me and Timberland, and the end of the warranty for me is the end of the road. So let's meet other boot manufacturers. Have a good night.